And I thought that cookie was actually pretty good. Hi, welcome to Orlando Experience. And tonight we're at Epcot because Festival of the Holidays has finally started. So that includes we're going to be riding Living with the Land tonight. And we're going to be checking out a bunch of the food booths and just all the stuff they have to offer here for the holidays at Epcot, because this is one of my favorite parks. And it actually seems like they are doing some special lighting and little shows on the ball here. So it's turning dark, so they're already starting it. And obviously with all the festivals, they do have a passport right at the front. So make sure to grab yours when you're walking in if you're interested in eating at all. It will have a stroll this year that is the cookie stroll. So if you're interested in that, it's just you go around, you grab a different few cookies, and then you get something at the end. It's usually another kind of treat item. I don't think we'll be doing it tonight. We might end up getting one or two of the items, but I do not think we'll actually be doing the cookie stroll. But this is where it is, and it shows you the list here and where to get each cookie. Our first stop on our stroll tonight is going to be over here in Communicore Hall with the festival booth named Experimental Prototype Cookie of Tomorrow. But I think it's funny, it's very much one cookie. There's only one cookie here, and it is the Spaceship Earth tile gingerbread triangle. And just as before, it's just Communicore Hall, so it's going to have mainly seating up in here, and then you can actually see the cookie booth there. I will warn you, I haven't had it, but I've heard very not good things about that gingerbread one, so taste it at your own cost. And then the big thing over here is they have a Spaceship Earth made out of gingerbread. That's a fun little show in there. I didn't actually know it did that at all before even coming here. So there's like a countdown on it, so if you're interested in seeing it, just look for the countdown and then you just have to wait around to watch it. Yeah, just nice little light show on the mini ball. We're actually heading into the land now because this is the big ride of the night. They overlay, and this is a lot of times one of my favorite things, overlay the land with kind of Christmas and festive stuff. And it keeps increasing every year. So I'm very excited to see it this year and see how festive the ride really is. And obviously, as the festive overlay is very popular, this gets quite the long line during the holidays. So just bear that in mind. If you're coming down here and you want to ride this, it's a very popular ride when it gets its overlay. So there's a look at the festive overlay for Living with the Land that I think is fantastic. And again, they keep upping it every year. It's clear that there is a ton more lights again this year. It's almost hard to find a spot where there isn't lights. So I think that's great. And I think it's a must do if you're coming here for Epcot for the holidays. If you just enjoy lights and Christmas or holidays at all, because I think it's a great ride, even if the wait is a little intimidating. It wasn't too bad. It was only about 35 minutes for us. But now we're heading back into the World Showcase to check out a bunch more decorations and some of the food booths. So I'm not a big food person. I'm not going to focus too much on the food booths this morning. Just know they're all kind of in their normal spots where you find food booth locations, and they're obviously on many of the maps, including the little one you grab at the front. We might come back one day and try to do the cookie stroll, just because I think it's fairly fun to do. And I actually did the cheese stroll with the last festival, so we will be back to look at a little more of the booths and spend a little more time. But for the most part tonight, we're going to be focusing on kind of the activities and decorations you can do back here in World Showcase. So almost all the countries do something special for the Festival of the Holidays event. So back there in Canada, you saw the stage. They do kind of an overlay for their band. Back there in the UK, they do Father Christmas, very close to Santa Claus. And he kind of does a little storytelling and then does like a meet and greet photo op kind of thing. So they all kind of do something unique, and I think that's super good. So definitely check all of them out while you're here if you have time, and look at what each of them won, because not all of them are super Christmas related. Like Japan does a New Year's one, so not all Christmas holidays related, some New Year's related. And then as soon as you're entering Morocco, so as soon as you're leaving France, you're going to find your Hanukkah storyteller. They do come out a lot, so if that's something you're interested in seeing, just come check show times. I'm sure it shows you on your app somewhere, the show times every day, so you can come see it. So back here is where they normally have their normal food booth. And then over there where you kind of see that big light spot, that's where they're going to have a storyteller come out and talk about some traditions for Japanese New Year's. Obviously back here in Japan, if that didn't make it obvious enough. But I do think it's a fun show. We saw it last year and it's a really good time. I'll link that video if you want to go see it. I show a lot of that footage. But I really enjoy that each kind of country has their own little spot to celebrate their own little thing. And back here in the American Pavilion, obviously this is the big thing that a lot of people come for. The candlelight procession is back here. And obviously they have a big list of different actors, musicians, and stuff that all come and read the Christmas story. So if you're wanting to see who it all is, make sure you just go check out the app and look at the show times, go to candlelight procession, and then you should be able to actually look at who's reading every night. So if you're wanting a specific reader and you want to check when they're here, I know like Gloria Estefan is here this year. Neil Patrick Harris is always here. I don't think I've ever seen him not here. So just check for who you want to read it, or if you don't care, then just show up. Make sure you show up very early. That show is insanely popular, not a big theater, and it's just gonna fill up insanely quick. So if you're interested in seeing that show, again, just make sure you get there very early. And obviously back here is the American booth for Christmas. And they have a lot of really nice decorations all back here, all along the area. And then back here over in Italy, as you're walking away from candlelight procession, you're gonna have La Befana, that I hope I'm saying that correctly, probably not, back here in Italy telling her story. So again, another thing to do if you're interested. I know we've been doing a lot of talking about the food booths and not actually eating, but this is one where we're actually gonna stop and get something. I think I'm going to try the hazelnut Linzer cookie. That's right here at the Germany booth. It's only $3.25, so actually quite the good deal. So here's a look at the hazelnut Linzer cookie. It is actually bigger than I thought it was. Hand for size. I have big hands, by the way. So it is actually a decent size, and it's only $3.25. So if you're looking for a budget item, I'll let you know if this is any good. So back here in China, they do have two shows. They do have one where they bring out a traditional like dragon dance, and then do one for the New Year, so for Lunar New Year. And then obviously back here in the shop, when it gets closer to Lunar New Year, back in that shop back there, they will have a ton of stuff for the year around whichever animal it is. I don't remember right now, so don't ask me, but back there in that pavilion, they'll have a lot of stuff for the animal of that year. And I thought that cookie was actually pretty good. I don't think it was the best cookie in the world. It is a little bit on the drier side if you know what that type of cookie is like, but it had a ton of filling, so that really helped kind of counteract that. And it's also not very expensive, so if you're looking for a little bit more of a budget holiday treat, that is a fantastic choice back there. And here's a look at the massive tree right here at the start of World Showcase, right as you're kind of coming straight back from the ball. I think super, super cool. It has a bunch of little snow globes of a bunch of the different countries and their kind of monuments. And it's also got a bunch of happy holidays in different languages all over if you look really close. Over here we have one last big stop. Over here in the Odyssey, this is where you're gonna meet Santa. There is a pretty long list of desserts in here we'll check out real quick, and then we'll see where you can meet Santa. So I've actually come out to the outdoor one. It's just a little easier to see. It is, again, a very, very big list here of items. I have heard that one of the best cookies is the salted caramel Spaceship Earth. I don't think I'm going to be getting it tonight, but again, watch out for us coming back to do the cookie show. I'll try to get it at that point. But again, this is a very good stop for a bunch of small little treats. And last but not least, this is where you would meet Santa. It looks like these times can change because it's just a magnetic board. So I would double check the day you're coming to see what days Santa is here. He's only here through the 24th, it looks like. So if you're wanting to see him, you have to come before Christmas time. Just keep that in mind. But I really wanted to show off how cool they've themed this area. I thought they did a really good job last event with it theming all to the Muppets. Obviously up there is where you're going to take your picture with Santa, up in the booth there. And then they actually have projections all along the wall, just depicting kind of holiday atmosphere. I think they do really great in here now, and I really like having kind of a little more of a themed eating environment over here. So my second treat option tonight is actually over here at the refreshment station here next to where Test Track normally is. Obviously it's closed right now for refurbishment. They do have a slushie over here with a winter Sprite cranberry. I'm a big Sprite cranberry person, so I really am excited to try this and just see how it is. Because I think this is new this year. I just saw somebody post about it, and I'm very excited to test it out. So here's a look at it. I get it without the candy, so you can pay like $1 more, I think, for just a few little candies on top. Otherwise, it's just a little cup of it. I did take a sip, and it is very good. It does taste a little bit more of how I think of Sprite cranberry tasting than what it kind of tastes like this year. If you've had it in stores, it doesn't taste the same. I feel like they toned it back a lot, and that's a little disappointing. But this feels like it's retained its flavor a little bit better. So I would highly, highly suggest this if you're a big fan of Sprite cranberry during the holidays. Well, I think we're actually heading out for the night. We've kind of done our full lap and got to see everything and try everything we kind of wanted tonight. Again, we're going to be back probably 2 or 3 times during the holidays. We're definitely going to come back to do the cookie stroll, hopefully one day. I just wanted to mention that over here at Connections, they do have a couple things towards kind of the front area. So just make sure you check the book and where everything is when you come in, just so you know where everything is. But we'll meet at the front just to wrap up for the night. Well, that's it for Festival of the Holidays for our first night here at Epcot. I really love this festival. I think out of all the daytime Disney parks, this is the best for stuff to do outside of special ticketed. Obviously right now I think Disney's very heavy on the special ticketed events with both Jollywood Nights and Mickey's Christmas Party. I think they've gone a little too heavy into it. It makes it hard to enjoy the holidays at the parks outside of going to those parties. I still think Epcot has it here. I think there's a lot to do. There's a lot of good treat items. They obviously have all the food booths, and then they have Living with the Land that I think is a fantastic holiday overlay. And then they have all the shows obviously themed around both the holidays, like Christmas time, and then obviously New Year's and different New Year's traditions and stuff that I think is fantastic. And I love that they do all that back there. And I still think this is the holiday park to come to if you're coming here to Florida for an overall holiday experience. So thanks for watching. Go check out some of our other holiday videos. We've been to Universal and all the other Disney parks besides Magic, so check those out. And I hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.